Welcome to another episode of Tree Talk in the treehouse at the bottom of my garden on a very cold February afternoon. But a very warm welcome to Tim, Gwyn and Clay. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, your love of books,
yes,
right, and writing, has been something that's been with you from childhood.
Yes, absolutely.
So now you are sort of expressing yourself more spiritually as a pagan.
Yep.
Do you think that will find its way into a book at all?
Yes,
Do you think?
I'm hoping. I mean, but again, I was a librarian for 10 years when I first.
Were you?
When I first left, sort of doing my degree. I mean, that was the job I sort of fell into, and it's kind of, it was a wonderful career. I still look back on it very fondly. But yeah, I mean, books have always been a part of my life. Poetry's always been a part of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, certainly I'm in the process of writing a poem sequence that I'm hoping is going to come out in some form or another at some point.
Because there's not a lot, is there, about Andraste?
There's not a lot about Andraste. The sequence I'm working on at the moment actually is involving the runes rather than Andraste.
Oh, the runes. Now that's another thing.
Andraste's there. Yeah, she keeps tapping me on the shoulder, and I'm going to get around to doing something.
Yeah, I think you should.
One day.
You should.
Because there's so much that could be said about her and the ways in which she's one of the goddesses
It'd be a
of our
lovely
land.
devotional, wouldn't it? Be a lovely devotional book.
You know, fingers crossed one day. But at the moment, it's this thing on the runes that I'm kind of.
Oh, tell us about that.
Away. Well, the runes in themselves have always been, again, something that I kind of latched onto fairly early in life. Whether it's because you can see them as a proper alphabet, you know, they are letters. You can see. I'm a member of OBOD, Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, and I'm going through my Ovate year at the moment. On part of that, you learn and encounter the Ogham, which is that particularly in the form of the Celtic tree alphabet, and that's great, and I love it. And if my tutor's watching this, I'm really enjoying it. But I've never.
Have you done your homework?
Yeah, I have done my homework.
Good.
Unlike certain people of my acquaintance.
Okay.
But there's just something about the Ogham. I can't warm to it. In the way that I've always connected to the runes. I mean, it is one of those things. I appreciate it, and I look at it more in terms of a mnemonic for learning about trees and about the importance of these particular woods and what the stories and the ideas that are conveyed within, you know, historically our connection with these trees has been. And that's brilliant. So, you know, what is it? Birch, rowan, alder. Yeah, anyway. Lost over that. So, no, I am learning them, honestly. But yeah, so I'm using them more as a mnemonic rather than looking at them in terms of their particular magical content. Now, for some people, I know absolutely the Ogham is really connects to them and it's really powerful for them. But for me, it's always been the runes.
Okay. So they're a magical tool that you use. And
they've always been magical. The thing about the runes, we're not really sure about the origin of the Ogham. There is a story that they were first invented by Ogma, who wanted to warn Lou that his wife was in danger of being kidnapped by fairy folk. So he carved the birch Ogham, which is a line down and a line to the right, 7 times, and kind of put that there as a sign to warn Lou of what could be happening. But I think we're probably much more familiar with the discovery of the runes by Odin, or Woden.
Yeah.
how he hung 9 nights in the tree.
Yeah.
And
How do you pronounce the tree?
Yggdrasil.
Oh, I was going to say, because I can never get
Which
that
is
pronunciation. Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil
Yeah.
is Ygg's horse. Now there's some things around that as well because of the way in which it carries Odin through the 9 worlds. But also he hangs. And we have to think of that. Sometimes you'll see him pictured like the Hanged Man card in the tarot, looking down because he's suspended. But when people were sacrificed or punished, criminals were punished and executed, they'd be hanged. So I think he was being hung by the neck. He hung by the neck, pierced in the side, as it says in the Havamal, sacrificed himself to himself. Now it may be we're actually looking at a remembrance of a shamanic ritual.
Yes, without doubt. Without doubt.
So he's there for 9 nights, so you've got the whole thing of the deprivation, the asphyxiation to induce an altered state of consciousness and all that kind of stuff going on. And then he sees the runes, and it says he reaches down and pulls them up, screaming. So they've always been magic. I mean, the very founding of them is a magical event. And unlike an awful lot of other forms of magical alphabet, they have an intrinsic magic in each character. So that people will use them to cast lots with, fine, but that was never, in some ways, the principal use of them. It's always been in ways in which shapes and letters are combined, either rune saves or bind runes, that have within themselves, again, an intrinsic magical nature. That's the way in which they can be sung, which is a form called Dowser, as opposed to Siva, which was seen more as a wind bell, which is much more of a trance art, and possibly more obviously shamanic in some ways. But Galda was always about the words, about singing, about the song. And I suppose it's that whole thing with words again with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, they connect to me, they give me a passion that other stuff just doesn't.
And some magical tools, they have to resonate, don't they?
If it doesn't inspire you, if it doesn't actually make you feel excited in terms of what you're doing, then there's no point.
There's no point. No, that's right.
Some people can be exactly the same with tarot cards, and that's great. And I can understand actually why there are so many different types of tarot cards. It's not just, a way of making some money. Possibly for some it is, but that's been a little bit cynical. But lots of people resonate with tarot, but at the same time, you can then find that particular deck that really, really connect, where those images just leap out of the card at you, and you understand them through it. Fantastic.
It has to speak to you, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
That's what an oracle is.
Yeah,
they have to speak to
but
you.
the thing about using runes is, it's an alphabet.
Yeah.
I don't need to have a set of cards. I don't need to have a set of, a set of runes. I need a pen and a piece of paper, or a stick and some earth.
Yeah, I was going to say dowsing. So that's another form. That's how you divine, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So can you tell us about your
in terms of dowsing
life?
Again, realistically, that's something that's more happened since I've been working with the Druids that I'm working with at the moment.
Yeah.
Where we've been going off, we've been taking dowsing rods. I see that you happen.
I know. I put them there to remind me
you just
to
happen
talk
to
about it, but you've gone on to
rods.
it naturally anyway.
Oh, that's interesting. So you've got, dowsing rods, although I tend to use a pendulum quite a lot as well.
I was going to say, what do you use? Yeah.
I've got a pendulum, it's lovely. It's I know lots of people like either the copper pendulums or using semi-precious stones or crystals.
Yeah.
I've got a pendulum that's U-wood, and yes, so I tend to use a combination. If I'm outdoors and then we're doing the large scale stuff, then sort of looking for particular aspects, either energies in the land or particular minerals or water or whatever, then I tend to use dowsing rods. Small scale stuff, if I'm working with a map and that kind of stuff, then I tend to use a pendulum.
So is this part of your druidic study?
To a degree, but it's part of stuff that I
Just do anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's when you go out and particularly if you're looking sort of at the energies around particular buildings. Now, place we both love, I know this very much. I know
I was going to
this,
say.
is St Peter at the Wall on Bradwell.
Yeah.
Now, you look at the way in which energies flow in and through that building. It's fascinating, but it's when you are starting to see these patterns emerge on the ground because you're tracing where the energy is going, and the way in which it crosses, and the crossing points, and the way in which energy can be amplified at those crossing points. Once you start noticing that, feeling it, and you kind of think, wow, why haven't I been doing this for years? And it does become slightly addictive. You kind of want to say, well, if that place was like it, I wonder if that place is like it too.
Can I ask you, how do you think, in your opinion, how does dowsing work?
I think it is the person, because we're all parts of the earth. In effect, jumping back to a couple of things we were talking about, one of the things about paganism, as opposed to some other religions, and one of the things that that makes it so important to me, whether that's in all the different forms of paganism, is we're not life negating, we're not nihilistic. We're about our lives. Yes, all right, we may have our own opinions as to what happens after death, but for the most part, we're actually about engaging with life and everything that's going on with it here and now, and that's good. It's a good thing to engage fully as sensual beings, as part of this world. And I think because we are part of this world, as much as a tree is, as much as a dog is, as much as a cloud is, we're all part of this world. And so therefore, if you allow yourself, you can start feeling the ways in which energy is running through the earth.
Because we're all made of the same stuff, aren't we?
So people say, well, if you put a pendulum up and you're not touching it, and you ask it a question, it's not going to move, is it? Well, no, of course it's not, because of course you're doing it. We know there's going to be some microscopic movements in my arm that is moving that pendulum. But what the pendulum or dowsing rods are doing is acting like the needle on a speaker, or that's showing, or if you're searching for an electrical current with a meter,
picks up a vibration,
absolutely,
frequency.
And so what they're doing is something that you couldn't possibly notice consciously without it. It acts like the needle on that dial and shows you that there's something there, because it picks up those tremors and it are running through the body anyway and amplifies them. So as you're moving along and your rods move, yes, that's because of micro movements in my hands, but that's because of the stuff I'm picking up with my whole body, and then it's being expressed through there. So it's that engagement with the land. So yes, that is, I think, quite part of the Druid path, because it's a way of which you can start to increase your sensitivity to the world and what's going on around you.
Relationship with the land, Do you do workshops? Do you teach? Because
not currently, but again, it's one of those things.
Great teacher.
Thank you very much. It's one of those things. Yeah, I'd like to sort of
I feel like I'm
exploring.
at school. I feel like a pupil.
Yeah, I've always been a bit didactic. I know. I apologise. But it's
great. It's good.
Yes, I'd love to. But it's finding the right medium to do it, the right sort of venue and place, and I suppose having the confidence to know that people would actually be interested.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Workshops with dowsing and runes and.
I mean, one of the things I do enjoy doing. As you may have noticed, I enjoy the sound of my own voice. And I enjoy storytelling. And we were in Enchanted Market a little while ago and got a great opportunity to do some story reading of a friend of mine's book who's done a book for small children based on the stories and legends around Glastonbury Tor, and that was great. I do like having an audience.
You're a true Druid, aren't you?
Well, can't help myself.
Tim, we've got to round it up now, I think.
I suppose.
We really ought to. But we can chat afterwards.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll have a good old chat afterwards. where can people find you to contact you if they need
I think
to?
if they look, probably the easiest way is through Facebook.
Okay.
So if you look me up as Tim Gwyn Clay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, also, another member of my Grove has got a public sort of page because she runs her artwork through it, and that's the artwork of Susie Ellen Goose.
Right.
So
yeah.
again, you could always get in touch with me through that. I suspect when I do finally get round to doing a book, I'll probably end
Oh,
up
you
flog-
must. You
I'll
must
end up
write a book.
flogging them through a
You
page
must
as
write
well.
a book.
So yeah, it's good.
Tim, what's on the cards for you next? What's coming up?
What's coming up? What's on
Or on
the
the
runes?
runes,
Yeah,
should we
absolutely.
say.
Well, one of the things I'm hoping to do more is I'm linked up with a veterinary practice in London.
Really?
So hopefully I'm going to be doing some more Reiki for animals.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, animals can't tell you necessarily all the stuff that's going on with them,
No.
but actually sometimes you can feel it. Well, you know, I mean, you've got dogs, you know when they're
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who's got pets knows when they're not right. Reiki is one of those things. It's never going to replace anything, and I always like to talk about it. I'm sure you do, in terms of, I hate the phrase alternative medicine. It's not an alternative; it's complementary medicine. And one of the things that Reiki can be really good at is actually helping with animals, particularly if they're recovering from operations. It can help humans. It helps animals with stress as well. So all of those things where Reiki can be really good at helping balancing those energy flows going through a body applies as much to a pet as it does to anybody else.
Yes, absolutely.
And hopefully, well, I'm off on Monday, and I'm going to be seeing a poorly pig called Wilbur.
Oh.
Indeed. So we're going to be giving him a treatment.
Lovely.
So that's one sort of place that's expanding. Yes, I'm doing a bit more.
Great.
I'm going to be doing a bit more writing, and hopefully, I mean, one of the other thing is, you know, I was a vicar for 20 years, and over the course of that time, I took a lot of services. I took a lot of baby namings, as I suppose we'd call them now,
Yeah.
and a lot of hand fastings.
Yes.
Although obviously, technically, we call them weddings,
Weddings, yeah.
and a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
And so yes, you know, as a pagan celebrant, I think that's another way. There's loads of stuff out there, and that's one of the things that I'm really enjoying about life at the moment is, and one of the gifts that, bless her heart, Andraste's given me by forcing, you know, drop kicking me out of the rut I was in, is
out you go on your ear.
yeah,
sir.
basically, I've now got the opportunity to explore all these different things, and life is wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
Well,
marvellous.
I'm sure that doors are just going to open for you.
Well, hopefully.
But like, as you say, it's having the confidence, isn't it?
Absolutely.
In your abilities.
Believing you can be out there. And I'm
Absolutely.
supported with some marvellous friends who, even if I don't necessarily believe myself all the time, they do. And so,
well, I wish you the best of luck, Tim.
thank you very much indeed.
And I'll be there cheering you on
Excellent.
the side.
Well, thank you.
And let me know if, well, you know, you've got any workshops or
I will
things
indeed.
coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be great.
No,
thank you so much for coming into
thank
the
you.
Treehouse.
Thank you. It's been lovely.
Yeah.
It's been chilly, but that's helped sharpen the mind. It's kept us from drifting off.
Yeah, well, thanks. Well,
thank you.
and you must come back.
Oh, I shall.
Another year's time.
Absolutely. Let you
as
know
the wheel
how things are going.
turns.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
Thank you, Sheena.
Thank you very much, everybody, and ta-ta for now.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.